Hello everyone and welcome to Beyond the Books, the unofficial talk show. And today I am happy to have my favorite faculty on the show, Dr. Deepak Saxena. Dr. Deepak is a head of department at School of Management and Entrepreneurship, IIT Jodhpur. Dr. Deepak, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here.
सब बेसिक से शुरू करते हैं. आपके बारे में कुछ बताइए and how has your journey been so far?
So, if you want to summarize my journey, so I would like to use Hindi proverb, घाट घाट का पानी पिया है.
Okay.
So, I have worked and I have stayed on a number of places. So, my bachelor is in IT discipline from Chhattisgarh, Bilaspur. For my MTech, I moved to Kanpur, IIT Kanpur. After my MTech, I did a couple of jobs in NCR, which was first with a company called MarketRx. Didn't like the corporate lifestyle, left it in 6 months, then moved to a CSIR lab, worked as a researcher, and then civil services का कीड़ा जो सारे IITians को काटता है कभी ना कभी वो काटा. So 1.5 साल वो लिखा, unfortunately couldn't make it, and then thankfully I got into ISRO based on my MTech qualification. Couple of years spent there. Again कीड़ा काटा, academics करनी है, PhD करनी है. PhD के लिए Trinity College Dublin, and मैं उसके लिए भी reason सलमान भाई हैं. एक था टाइगर में, he went there. So I thought this is the right place to go. So and then post PhD I stayed for 3 years there on different jobs, and then at the height of COVID I realized I should be back in India. So my first job here back in India was BITS Pilani. After a year I got to IIT Jodhpur, and since then I'm here.
Okay. That's an inspiring journey, sir, indeed. So since आपने इसरो में और CSIR में काम करा है and you also in a Trinity College of Dublin, तो मेरा ये सवाल है कि आपका इतना डाइवर्स एक्सपीरियंस था, तो वो आपका पर्सपेक्टिव कैसे चेंज करता है टुवर्ड्स एजुकेशन एंड लीडरशिप बोथ?
So I would say for education or even as a person, it changes the perspective, that it allows you to look at same thing from different perspective. So that way I learned a lot, different working style, different expectation for work-life balance. So at ISRO or at Trinity, 5 o'clock it was hard stop. You go home and you spend your time. Whereas here, for example, is many meetings will start at 6. So, but that also allows you to accommodate various perspective. And as far as leadership is concerned, at all these places I learned that if your fundamentals are right, then you are the right person to lead.
Okay. Since we have touched upon leadership, now let's talk a bit more about leadership. So being a head must be a challenging and rewarding at SME. So my next question is, how has the experience been after taking on the leadership role? Any major differences you have observed between being a faculty member and leading as a head of SME?
So your question has 2 parts, so I'll answer part 1 first. What has been the challenges? So since its inception, due to one or the other reason, SME has undergone frequent changes, both in terms of curriculum as well as in terms of leadership. So the main challenge at the time was that at least first stabilize the school and then see where we can take it from there. So I'm glad to report that at least we seem to have stabilized. We have recruited new faculty members, so resourcing is also not a major issue. You might be aware that this is the first time we are not going with any guest faculty. All our faculty are in-house. So that I think we have resolved. What was your second part?
So my second part was, any major differences you have observed between being a faculty member and leading as a head?
Definitely a major difference. Being a faculty, you have relatively more freedom to schedule your work, your research, for example, and you may all, depending on your personality, you may also choose to be aloof. But for head, that option is not there, and yes, due to administrative burden, teaching and other aspects, research slightly takes a back seat. So even for me, it took a time to get adjusted to, but at the same time, I was getting opportunity to work for SME. So yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Okay, that was amazing. Now, sir, let's talk about the buzzword, AI. So my question is, AI is going viral everywhere right now. do you have any tips for students on leveraging AI in their learning or future career?
So first, if audience has seen Three Idiots, so I would like to rephrase Chatur Ramlingam that AI बोलता हर कोई है जानता कोई नहीं है. So my first advice is that before using the buzzword or before using the tool itself, first at least you know about it, know about what it can do, what it cannot. So once you have an awareness, then it is very easy to use. And in your corporate life, definitely you are expected to use Gen AI. So be comfortable around Gen AI, but at the same time, be sure to make your mark so that you are not someday randomly replaced by agentic AI.
ओके सर अभी थोड़ा सा फन करते हैं, रैपिड फायर राउंड.
Sure.
मैं आपसे सवाल पूछूंगा और आपको क्विक रिस्पॉन्स देना है, सोचने के लिए टाइम नहीं, कोई ओवर थिंकिंग वगैरह नहीं.
Sure.
तो वन वर्ड दैट डिफाइंस ग्रेट लीडरशिप.
Humility. You should, and I would like to explain here a bit here. You need to be realizing that it's a temporary, it might be a temporary role. So do the best you can, but also be aware to others' suggestions and learning from others.
Management or entrepreneurship, if you have to pick one?
Management, because I like more teaching and I like to understand the complex system.
Okay. LinkedIn or in-person networking, which wins?
I would say both. If you don't have in-person networking, LinkedIn won't work for you. And if you're not on LinkedIn, even being a good worker may not help you.
Okay. Best piece of advice you have ever received?
My best piece of advice when I got leadership position, so then my advice given to me was that always keep your communication channels open. So that way you are always able to communicate your perspective rather than someone else's perspective being told.
Okay. Scientist or professor, which hat fits you best?
I think right now, professor. Yeah, so because you grilled me through rapid fire, so I would also like to grill you.
Okay.
So tell me, Mogar Kachori versus Pyaz Kachori versus anything else.
So since हम जोधपुर में हैं, तो शाही समोसा.
Okay. And next question is tea, coffee, or chas?
So I'm a chai paglu, so tea anytime.
Okay. My next rapid fire will be, if not MBA, then what?
If not MBA, then civil services, just like you.
Okay. And my last question, your message to next Tech and Media Committee members.
So my message to the next Tech and Media Committee member would be yourself, give your best, have faith on what you're doing, and you will nail it.
Excellent. And that's what my also closing message for the audience. Be yourself. You don't need to pretend what you are not, and you'll do good.
So सभी rapid fire खत्म, next segment पे आते हैं. So what are your aspirations for SME program at IIT Jodhpur?
So my aspiration as a leader and also as a faculty member is to make a mark for SME, and yes, as we all know, ranking are just numbers, yet they communicate an important message. So we have entered and we are currently the youngest school in NIR ranking, and the aim is to take it even further and breaking into top 20 soon. So that is my primary aim for SME.
Okay. How do you envision its evolution in the upcoming years in terms of curriculum, innovation, industry collaboration, and aligning with the students' aspiration?
So what my vision is that we continue some of the foundations. So SME's primary foundation has been having tech and management under one roof and getting extracting value from IIT Jodhpur's ecosystem. So that we would like to continue. And we want our MBAs to be future ready. So in the past we have taught AI, and now we are going to focus on generative and agentic AI, so that you guys are future ready for the job.
Okay. With the MBA interviews actively underway across the top institutes, a lot of viewers are right now in the middle of nerve-wracking process. What do interviewers at top MBA programs really look for beyond CAT scores and academics? And what common mistake do you see candidate makes that cost them the seat?
Being on the other side of table as an interviewer, what I realized that yes, CAT score and academics are just to take you to that process, but after that we really want to know you. So as aligned with my previous message, do not pretend what you are not. So for instance, often I have seen mistakes. What candidates do is that if they have a gap year, they say that I worked in an NGO, but then they don't produce any evidence, or in conversation it does not reflect that whether they actually worked in an NGO. And another common trope which I believe 80% of the candidates use, that during their college they organize a fest and they realize that they have leadership quality. So that's a very ghisapita answer in Mumbai lingo. So don't try those ghisapita answer, be genuine, and yes, we know at the end people are switching to MBA for job opportunities, so why not address that straight away?
Okay. So I guess हमने भी organize करवाए थे. Okay. For a student sitting for their MBA PR this week, what's one thing they should absolutely do and one thing they should not?
So one thing they absolutely do is that prepare for the ice-breaking question, because typically we want to give time and comfort to express yourself, and what they should not do is that if they are not sincere on following an entrepreneurship path, don't claim, because then the next question will ask that okay, then you wouldn't go for placement if you are so interested in entrepreneurship.
Exactly. So lastly, as a faculty member, what has been the most rewarding moment in your career so far?
So I cannot pick any single most moment, but it comes almost every day for me when I'm in class, when I'm explaining a complex concept or narrating it, connecting it to the outside world. The nodding and the smile that comes on a student's faces, that's my everyday big reward.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Before we wrap this up, is there any message you would like to give to the audience?
To the audience, I think enough messages are there. So just chill and be yourself. If not MBA, something else also might be very good for you.
That's all for today's Beyond the Book, the unofficial talk show. Thank you so much, Dr. Deepak, for joining us and sharing your valuable insights. And to our listeners, stay tuned because we will be coming with some more interesting stuff.